TNT. Now to Matt Weiner.
All right, Kevin, thank you. Great stuff from Oakland tonight, and maybe a microcosm of the Suns season, their 5th straight loss, another heartbreaker, and maybe the one that finally puts the nail in their playoff hopes as well. Full highlights, plenty of thoughts from these guys as well. Rick Fox, Brian Shaw with us tonight. He's Shaquille O'Neal. We've got highlights of all 3 games. The latest cut of Shaqtin a Fool Plus, and I can't emphasize this enough, tacos. Need I say more?
A microcosm of tacos.
Close enough. Hey again, everybody. It's Inside the NBA, presented by Kia. Glad you could stop by here. I'm Matt Weiner, in once again for Ernie Johnson, who's getting set for the Final Four in Indianapolis, surrounded by three-peat champs from the LA Lakers. Shaquille O'Neal over here, our special guest Brian Shaw. Rick Fox is here again tonight. Highlights of all 3 games coming up, including the one we just saw, which we'll start with here. The Suns on their last gasp in terms of playoff hopes. And impressively, the Golden State Warriors, who have virtually nothing to play for at this point, keep finding motivation to play and win.
I asked them, these guys had a switch. First half they came out kind of lackadaisical, but second half, they flipped something. Came out, played together. You see Spates hit the jumper. And B-Shaw said it in the green room. Warriors are having a special season.
Got down 6 early on, but as you said, they got right back to it. Eric Bledsoe drives in for the bucket and the foul for Phoenix. He went for 18 on the night, 11 assists as well for Bledsoe. Klay Thompson doing his thing. Dubs up by 10 at that point, and then Thompson finds Steph Curry in the corner for 3. He probably ought to guard him.
Yeah, how do you leave a guy like that wide open?
He was 6 of 11 from the great beyond. Markieff Morris, as we move to the third quarter. Know your Morrises, Brian.
Yeah, it's tough, one of them more of a post-up game, the other one more of a perimeter-oriented game.
That was Markieff, number 11. Knocks it down, Sean Livingston. Back dunk here.
The long arm of the law.
Checked out the left hand just to make sure that it happened. He did. And then the Brazilian blur, Leandro Barbosa. It was kind of a Curry-esque move here, Rick.
It sure was. Great depth at play here.
Get him on dance stars, huh? Yeah, why not? He's doing everything else this year.
He retires.
Bledsoe with a swipe. P.J. Tucker to T.J. Warren, who became a story in the fourth quarter. What a night for the rookie out of NC State. And he's just getting warmed up at that point. Bledsoe got Bogut on him. Enough space to knock down the 3. Phoenix on top, 98-94. Remember, this is a team fighting for what was left of their playoff lives.
Man.
Wasn't enough. Steph Curry in transition. Knocks down the 3. Warren one more time.
Over a tough defender in Iguodala.
Suns are playing like they're going for that 8th spot.
And they were.
Until there.
And then that happened.
It's like a video game watching these dudes.
Step back 3, and it looked like the Suns had this thing locked down. Suddenly it's tied at 102. P.J. Tucker working on Bogut, got to the reverse. Phoenix on top, 104, 102. Wild possession. Curry, no. Bogut, no. Eventually in the Harrison Barnes' hands. No again. Bogut gets it, and look who's got a wide open 3. No! Not that guy.
Future MVP.
3 offensive boards, and on their 4th shot, Curry knocks it down, and this is the happiest human being on the planet at that point.
Until right there.
Until then. Eric Bledsoe, great play call. Nobody there to protect the rim, Brian.
Yeah, that's the dilemma that coaches get stuck with, switching and trying to have a bigger guy on a smaller guy, and you take him out and there's no rim protection.
But Harrison Barnes collects it, goes in like a running back, protects it, and somehow it bounces up and in to put away the Suns.
Special season, Matt.
And a really frustrating one for Phoenix.
Man.
They are 3-11 in games decided by 3 points or less. That is the story of their season right there. They've now lost 5 in a row and fall 4.5 back of Oklahoma City in the what appears to be futile fight for the 8th spot. And Golden State has now won 11 straight, 16 of 17 games. They are 35-2 at home. And as I mentioned off the top, this is a team that has virtually nothing to play for at this point. How impressive is it that they keep finding the will and the way to collect W's?
Well, they have all the ingredients to win a championship. You have star players, you have great others, and you have great fan support. So, I'm sure, playing in that building is electrifying. The fans want you to play. They flick the switch. I would love to be in there when, one of those guys hit a clutch three. But when you have all those ingredients, stuff like that happens. I remember times we were down and, we always go back to the Portland series, Game 7 down. But, we had all the ingredients and the fans got us into the game. And then once, the 15-point lead comes down, B. Shaw, Rick hit a couple big shots in the corner, and we win. So when you have all those ingredients, it equals to a special season.
You face this team as a coach. How big of a challenge do they pose? What is the thing about them that worries you most going into a game?
Well, it's everything about them. The numbers that they've compiled this season, offensively and defensively, are off the charts.
Yeah.
And when you said that they have nothing to play for. Well, they have nothing to play for, but they also have everything to play for because it is a special season. They are trying to maintain a rhythm going into the playoffs. For them, the thing of Golden State has always been known as an offensive team. Defensively this year, they've done the job. They have guys that come off the bench who put their egos to the side. Andre Iguodala, who's been an all-star. David Lee, who's been an all-star, who come off the bench for this team and solidify that group that comes off the bench. So I think they have all the boxes covered when it comes to what it takes to win a championship. And now that's left to be seen when we enter the playoffs.
They've got a chance to finish the season number one in offensive and defensive rating. That's points scored or allowed per 100 possessions. Is there a hole in this team?
Turnovers. When they don't take care of the ball, I would say that would be the hole. They do defend. Maybe at times in games they start off offensively minded and they don't defend with the same intensity that they're capable of defending with, and they'll dig themselves a hole as we saw tonight a little bit. But at the end of the day, they can correct it. They have enough depth. They have enough awareness of their strengths and their weaknesses when playoff basketball arrives in a couple weeks here and there's a series of basketball and you're watching your opponent and you're studying them and you know your strengths and what you're going to bring to that equation for that 4-game, 7-game series. To win 4 games, they'll be fine. They'll definitely be fine because they've done it consistently for 82 games. They will have done it for 82 games. They could finish 69-13.
Crazy.
That's the second best record in NBA history, would it not be? Behind the 72-10? Pretty much, right?
Yeah. Phenomenal stuff from the Warriors. And for Phoenix now, again, it just keeps happening over and over again. If you're a Suns fan sitting on your couch, you're like, oh, no, here it's going to happen again. Because it has happened time and time again. Blake Griffin doing it to him there. Chris Middleton at the buzzer. James Harden done a little of this to everybody this season. Your guy Cuz got him in Sacramento. And tonight, it's Harrison Barnes.
Harrison Barnes took it in there and got the friendly roll.
Just put the head down.
Take it to the hole.
Pull your way toward the rim.
Ricky style, that inside reverse pivot.
One of the things when great teams, even on nights when they don't play their best, they still find a way to win.
Yeah.
And that's a good sign for the Warriors. Phoenix found a way to lose.
But the opposite is true. For teams that are trying to find their way, they tend to find ways to lose games.
Exactly right. And Golden State found a way to win it tonight. With 4.1 seconds left, it looked kind of bleak for them. But they had the ball, and they had guys capable of finishing off plays.
You have transition for the Suns. Brandon Knight coming in. Goran Dragic headed to Miami, and Knight missed this game again. He's been out 10 of their last 11 with an ankle sprain. It's looking increasingly dismal for the Suns' playoff hopes. Rockets and Mavs. Houston's been on a roll into Dallas. Just struggled against the other good teams in the Western Conference this season. James Harden for 3, and then James Harden for another 3. He had 10 in the first quarter. To the second. In transition, J.J. Barea setting up Monte Ellis. Dallas up 35-32. Trevor Ariza, what's he meant to this Houston team this year?
He's been huge. You know, he brings a defensive presence. He can still space the floor, knock down threes, and he has championship experience from a championship he won with the Lakers.
He had 19. Rajon Rondo goes on a little scoring spree here. He scored on 3 straight Dallas possessions, only had 8 on the night, but Dallas had an 8-point lead at the half. Ellis to Dirk Nowitzki for 3 in transition here as the Mavericks go on an 8-0 run. Dirk had 21.
Been doing that for years. You got to know when you're playing Dirk, he's not going to go for the layups. Got to guard him behind that line, or else.
Chandler Parsons to Devin Harris. Oh, jumper beat the shot clock. Dallas up by 9. Parsons, by the way, left this game in the 4th with right knee soreness. Meanwhile, James Harden setting up Josh Smith, toeing the line, 15 points, 12 boards for Smith.
You know, a lot of people don't like him shooting that shot, but when he's on, looks pretty good.
Houston liked everybody shooting that shot, pretty much. Off the Trevor Ariza miss now. Dwight Howard returned from the knee injury, sat out a couple of games, back in tonight, 8.7 boards in about 18 minutes as he tries to work his way back into the rotation. Terrence Jones, hard to the rim, layup is good. We're tied at 83.
I would say that's just as valuable a return having Terrence Jones.
Yep. Nowitzki got it.
There he is again.
Transition.
Ein, zwei, drei.
And Dallas.
3 in German, Matt.
3 in German, yes. Dallas up by 6. Corey Brewer, 14 off the bench.
Big pickup for them as well.
Tie game, not for long. Jason Terry.
Looks at his old teammates and said, remember me?
Yep. Somewhere Kenny Smith saying the other jet. Dirk. To Monte Ellis to tie it up.
Ooh, iron unkind.
How do you say that in German?
Don't know.
Okay.
Ice, uns.
Nope.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
Rockets, I don't know. I don't speak German, but I'm sure that wasn't it.
Tried to hit the tennis ball back, Matt.
Rockets hit their final 8 free throws to put it away, and they win at 108-101. So they've won 9 of 11 now. Harden's 3rd straight game with 10 or more made free throws. He leads the league by a mile in attempts and makes. And Dallas, interestingly, is now just 6-15 against the 6 teams ahead of them in the Western Conference. Time for Kumho Tire, road to the playoffs. And look who has moved into the 2nd spot in the Western Conference.
Rewind, selector. Looks like a 2-7 matchup would be the
Dallas.
same game we just watched.
Yep. Houston.
You liking that series, Bischoff?
I like Houston. I think that Dallas is falling on hard times.
I'm no longer allowed to doubt Houston.
And Phoenix now a full 4.5 games back at the bottom of the standings and in mortal danger of dropping off the board altogether, graphically speaking. As for Houston, you said it, can't doubt them anymore. I mean, at this point in the season in the Western Conference, with all the time Dwight Howard missed, 26 games, and to be where they are, have they opened your eyes a little bit?
All season long, at every turn, injuries, their play has only increased with the leadership from James Harden. His play seems to anchor that team regardless of what adversity they're faced with. And to be a 2nd seed right now, with Dwight Howard playing 18 minutes a game, with Terrence Jones, Donatas Montiunas going out, it just is impressive to see that the new additions have also brought some defensive stability. Josh Smith, Corey Brewer, and Trevor Ariza, those 3 guys defensively, I think, are providing a presence that we haven't seen with Houston, along with all the offense we've grown accustomed to. So they're for real. They've done repeatedly night in and night out all season long, and so you have to respect that.
Yeah, other than Harden, who's obviously done, in some people's eyes, done MVP kind of stuff this season, what's made them such a tough matchup for everyone?
Well, the style of play, the relentless, attack of the basket of Harden. He's a willing passer. They have guys that can space the floor. They took a tremendous risk in bringing in Josh Smith. You have a team that, with chemistry issues in terms of bringing a guy like that in who's had issues in other teams in other places. But it seems to have paid dividends for them, as Rick just mentioned. On the defensive end, it's given them a different mentality. And with the addition of him and Corey Brewer being more defensive-minded guys and being able to play through the injuries that they've had, that Rick also mentioned, credit to Kevin McHale and what he's been able to make this team.
Not to mention the offseason began with losing Chandler Parsons to the team they beat tonight in Dallas. So where do you stand on the Rockets as contenders right now, Shaq?
They're pretty good, but if the playoffs started today, that Dallas matchup would scare me. We all know sitting up here at this panel, it's all about matchups. Now, Chandler can slow Dwight down, probably can't stop him, but could slow him down, that's even. Nobody could do anything with Harden, but if Monte and Rondo and Dirk get on a different page, because we know all it takes is one game. How many times have people thought we fell apart? One meeting, one game, one party, one anything. So all it takes is one. Dallas, they still have a lot of veterans. Rondo has championship experience. And then we also know when you're playing a team that has nothing to lose, once they get it together, it's going to be hard. So that Dallas matchup for Houston scares me.
Yeah, to the point you make, Shaq, I have to say that when I think of Dallas, Dirk is still a champion. Carlisle, coaching-wise, as you know, you've worked, coaches can construct a game plan, and you go out on the road and you get the first win, second win in a home situation and disrupt that, swing the momentum to you, anything's possible.
Harden follows up his 51-point game with a mere 24, but a big 24 in a win on the road, and the Rockets are rolling. More highlights coming up, including from Game 1 tonight here on TNT. Kyrie Irving and the Cavaliers taking it to the short-handed Heat. We've got the pictures coming up. Final Four Saturday is on the way, 3 Eastern time on TBS. It's at the Final Four, presented by Infinity, hosted by Dennis Miller on the left, featuring a special appearance by The Rock,
Dwayne Johnson,
pictured center. And of course, your pal Chuck.
Rock head, Barkley. Rock face.
And on Final Four weekend, watch the traditional telecast on TBS. And by traditional, I mean objective, down the middle. They're calling the game. They're giving you the information, just what you want to know.
I know what traditional mean, but not that other word you was talking about.
Which other?
I already forgot it.
Okay.
Microcosm.
Or for microcosm.
Yeah,
Get to that later. Or for coverage geared toward your team, tune to TNT or True TV for Team Stream, presented by Bleacher Report. Middle of the road on TBS. Homer coverage of Duke and Kentucky on TNT. Michigan State and Wisconsin on True TV. Subjective coverage.
You know what that sound is? That Badger sound.
Is that what a Badger does?
Nope, I don't know.
What does Rick Fox say?
What does the Badger say?
I don't think a Badger makes that noise. Miami and Cleveland. LeBron James, a little history there. Passed Patrick Ewing for 20th on the all-time scoring list. He's 30, by the way. Dwayne Wade knocks down the 3. Rough night for him, but he had averaged 31.5 points per in the Heat's 2 wins over Cleveland this season. There's your guy, Hassan Whiteside, for the dunk.
You tell the importance of the game. A couple of these guys weren't to play tonight. Kevin Love didn't, but Kyrie Irving was you see him in uniform. He wasn't supposed to. Neither was Dwayne Wade, but he showed up.
Luol Deng back in the lineup for Miami. They're fighting to hang on to a spot in the East. Tristan Thompson playing above the rim.
Hustle, man.
8 points, 15 boards off the bench for Thompson. Then this tough moment for Wade. That was the end of his night. He goes down, he does the splits. It looked like maybe it was the right knee. Turned out the problem was the left
knee.
A bruised left knee. It's the same one he had drained on Saturday night. The Heat say he'll go through his normal routine tomorrow, for what that's worth. Cleveland up by 11 at halftime. Third quarter belonged to Kyrie.
That's the layup maker.
Cleveland was just clicking on all cylinders tonight, offensively and defensively.
Irving winding his way to the glass. He had 12 in that quarter. Miami's still fighting back. James Ennis to Hassan Whiteside, then Ennis to Goran Dragic, who was just 3 of 10 on the night, but that got him back within 10. Lamont Shumpert.
Spin Cycle.
17 off the Cavs bench for Shumpert. And then Tristan Thompson.
There's the hustle man again.
It looked like that old Shawshank Redemption. Bringing back highlights up here.
Oh, he got Birdman there.
That's my bird sound, Richard.
Do you have a wounded bird sound? Not bad.
Look at the Badger again, man.
That's an old bird.
LeBron went for 23 points, 8 boards, 7 assists, 3 blocks along the way. Cavaliers won all 4 quarters. They won the game by 26. They've won 17 straight on their home floor. That's their 3rd longest home win streak in franchise history. And they're now 30-7 since January 15th. It was Miami's 2nd most lopsided loss of the season. And they fall into a tie for 8th and 9th in the Eastern Conference with Boston. They're only hanging on above the cut line by virtue of a tiebreaker right now with the Celtics. And there are the numbers on LeBron now, 24,837 points to be exact. Next up on the hit list is the logo himself.
Don't look back, Jerry.
Jerry West, Reggie Miller.
The logo.
And we've gotten to the point in LeBron's career where you're going to have one of these sort of every couple of days, it seems like, broken some sort of record. Cavs assist record already fell this season, and there's what I was talking about. Miami is technically 8th at the moment, but only by tiebreaker over the Boston Celtics. Can they hang on to this?
It's going to be difficult. You see Dwayne go down. They're a completely different team without him. I'm sure they now are second-guessing having played tonight if he was questioning at the start, but
Well,
he's a warrior,
he was
man.
ill before the game.
Okay.
It wasn't
so much a knee issue. I'm anxious to see what the report is out tomorrow morning, I'm sure, to see how he's feeling, because they'd be a much more attractive, I'm sure, playoff team, just with the excitement that comes with the Heat and Dwayne, the way he's been playing for this team, to have them in. So I hope he's okay.
Well, we're told he's not going to practice tomorrow, so Saturday probably the earliest update on Wade.
This is something that Phil Jackson used to do to us. I think Miami has 7 games left. They need to go 5-2. If they go 5-2, I think they can hang on to number 8, possibly move up to number 7. But anything lesser than that probably won't make it. So 5-2 should, secure that 8th or 7th spot.
Good news is 5 of those 7 games are against sub-500 teams. 4 of those 7 games are on their home floor, but we saw the Heat here on TNT Tuesday night when they trotted out their 30th lineup of the season. Give us a sense of the scramble Eric Spoelstra is going through right now, trying to hang on to this position and send the right, hopefully healthy bodies out there.
Well, it's tough. The Miami Heat, a championship organization. They have a lot of pride. They want to make the playoffs. I know Pat Riley is not interested in one of the lottery picks that they would get if they didn't make the playoffs. But for Spoelstra, you want stability at this time of the year. And, they already are suffering from the blow and the loss of Chris Bosh. And now with the question mark above Dwayne Wade's head, some young guys that he's having to play in the lineup. I mean, they're doing a good job, but it's going to be tight. It's going to be tough. They're going to have to hold on for dear life to try to get one of these last 2 spots.
As for the Cavaliers, you said earlier you think they're going to win the East.
Yeah.
Do you see any vulnerabilities with that team right now?
Not really. They just have to stay focused. I like the way the others are playing, including J.R. Smith. The question mark is going to be Kevin Love, but if he could just come, get some rebounds and, hit the shots and get comfortable with the offense, I see them going pretty far. They're 1-2 punch LeBron and Kyrie. They're playing good ball. The others are playing ball, but Kevin Love is a question mark. He's going to need to be the Kevin Love that we used to see in Minnesota. Double-digit rebounds, hitting shots, dominating his opponent. If he do that, they can easily come out of the East.
That's been a question mark all season long. What is Kevin Love? What does he need to be for the Cavaliers to be a championship kind of team?
I think Kevin Love needs a little playoff basketball. I think it'll remove the conversation around his game as a Cleveland Cavalier all season long, because he's going to add value to their efforts going forward. And whether it's stretching the floor, whether it's having a big rebound night one night when needed, 16, 18, 20 rebounds, which he's capable of, whether it's outletting and starting that break to LeBron James, who we know once he gets trekking up the floor, he creates havoc. He's going to have a presence. And right now, if he can just get healthy with that back and plug himself back into that lineup with 3 or 4 games to go in the season, he's going to, I think, be re-energized with that first opportunity to be in the playoffs and feel what that feels like.
I can fix his back, Matt.
Really?
Yes.
How's that?
With icy hot, Kevin. Man up.
Man up, Kevin.
Man up, Kevin. Get some icy hot.
I felt that was coming. He knew his numbers were going to go down when he arrived in Cleveland. Had they best utilized his skills in a way that will help the team as much as he can?
Well, it's hard to say, but when he was in Minnesota, he was the man, and everything ran through him.
Right.
And here, LeBron's going to have the ball, Kyrie's going to have the ball, and he's probably the third fiddle, in this group, and he has to get adjusted to playing that way. One of the things that comes with that is, the fact that he's for the first time going to be in the playoffs, and to the extent of what Rick said. Kyrie Irving needs some playoff basketball under his belt as well. And that's the one question mark that I do have about this team is how are those two guys going to react in this situation where they've never been before?
And none of these guys have played together in a playoff setting.
No, but the playoffs
LeBron's played a million playoff games, but not with this group.
No, but the playoffs, I believe, will focus the conversation around their team instead of all of the outside questions they get about the individual play of everyone. And I think it'll focus this team on their opponent. They'll get to talk about their opponent and being in the playoffs together. So I'm sure they're looking forward to that.
Or in this week's case, who's calling the plays in Cleveland as well. Order League Pass right now for the lowest price of the season. You can watch the race to the playoffs on all your favorite devices, Shaq.
Hey, what does the giraffe say, Shaq?
I have no idea.
How about the shark?
I don't know.
Come on.
Oh, the shark?
Yeah.
And the giraffe
You should do.
Listen, they're eating the leaves.
You should do an album, a whole album of animal noises. You'd be a huge hit with the kids.
Giraffe sounded. They're eating the leaves.
The sound wasn't as good without the visual. We needed to see you on camera doing it.
Any other sound?
Well, I know one thing that you will never do again.
What?
Look an albino gorilla in the eye.
Oh, yeah. We went to the zoo one time, me, B-Shaw, and Rick, and I looked at an albino gorilla, and he just did like this. He came right to the window, full speed. His name was Joey. He was 7 foot. Yeah, he was 7'5", and the guy said, "Don't look him in the eye." I was like, whatever. As soon as I went up to the window.
And the funny thing about it, if there was a caption on the outside of that gorilla, he would have looked at Shaq. It would have said, "How'd you get out there?"
I thought you were going to say,
Where your fur at?
I thought for sure you were going to say barbecue chicken.
No. That dude ran up to the window like,
Did you post him up?
no, I was
True
like,
story, man. True
Yeah.
story. The only time I've ever seen that man right there afraid.
Back with more.
Inside the NBA, presented by Kia, is brought to you by the Kia Optima, official vehicle of the NBA.
Today is World Autism Awareness Day. Join the NBA family and Autism Speaks to show your support and raise awareness of families living with autism. To learn more, log on to NBAcares.com. Brooklyn Nets star and autism advocate Darren Williams joined Autism Speaks co-founders Suzanne and Bob Wright to kick off Autism Speaks' 6th annual global Light It Up Blue campaign to raise awareness. They've flipped the switch and lit the world-famous Empire State Building's tower lights blue in celebration of World Autism Awareness Day. Autism spectrum disorder is the fastest growing developmental disorder in the U.S. It affects 1 in 68 children and 1 in 42 boys. Kids with ASD face social, communication, and behavioral challenges. More to the point, kids on the autism spectrum have to learn many social and communication cues other children pick up instinctively. Turner Sports Associate Director Colleen Sullivan's son Jackson was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder a year ago. He's now 4 and thriving in school and therapy. Colleen and Jackson allowed us to tag along for a speech and occupational therapy session.
The window and the side G.
Jackson was probably about 2 years old when we noticed he just wasn't talking as much as other kids in his class.
How many things?
5.
Wow, good job.
The day Jackson was diagnosed, my husband and I went into the doctor's office, and I had a feeling we were going to get an autism diagnosis. I turned to my husband and I said, no matter what he says today, it doesn't change who Jackson is. But hearing the words is still a little tough. We have noticed a lot of improvement since Jackson started therapy. He started speech therapy when he was about 2.5, and his speech has progressed so much.
How is this broken?
Oh no!
And occupational therapy has helped with fine motor skills and just building up core muscle.
We're working on extension. You see that his body's stretched out like that. We're working on having him reaching with 2 hands, sometimes weight bearing through his hands, all in an attempt to strengthen his back muscles and work on integrating the 2 sides of the body.
Applied behavioral analysis therapy started about 6 months ago, learning how to sit and follow instructions.
Put it in the box.
A lot of skills to help him in school and in life. I think it's really great that the NBA has partnered with Autism Speaks to bring awareness to autism spectrum disorder. Everybody wears the blue puzzle piece pin, and it's great because people are talking about it. You know, maybe this helps 100 people notice the signs earlier in their kids, and that's 100 kids who can start treatments earlier in life, hopefully have, you know, an even more successful outcome as an adult.
We've all got our pins on here as well. Our thanks to Colleen for sharing both her story and her son with us a little bit as well. An important day. The NBA highlights the challenges and the opportunities for these kids.
Yeah, and for those of us out there that don't understand a whole lot about autism, I highly recommend watching a movie called Temple Grandin. It had a great effect on me, learning more about autism, and won a ton of awards. Claire Danes is the actress that played Temple Grandin, and I highly recommend for everybody to go watch it.
Good stuff. Important day, and good for the NBA for highlighting it. And coming up here, it's the segment everyone's talking about and no one wants to be a part of.
That could be Shaqtin a fool. They do that in Atlanta.
In the corner to Jared Dudley, who has the ball slip out of his hands.
Oh, no, that's Shaqtin the fool.
Yeah.
No. How about that? I think that will be on Shaq the fool.
Time for the Sprite Slam Dunk of the Week. Hit it, DJ.
Nerf hoop.
DeAndre Jordan. A frequent contributor, by the way, to Dunks of the Week.
Sort of look like the Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, a little bit.
Chris Webber knows about that.
You just called out C-Web.
No, he was wondering what we was talking about. We was talking about the good old times we put that spanking on the Sacramento. That's all.
This is true?
Yeah,
Interesting.
Nothing personal.
Okay. All right, fair enough. It's time for Shaqtin a Fool, and the consensus was that last week's double edition was the greatest Shaqtin a Fool ever.
I must agree.
How do you plan to top it?
I'm not.
Just not that ambitious?
Yeah, no, I am, but I'm only giving you 5 today.
Oh, okay.
You're only getting 5.
What?
Maybe 6.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Come on, Rick, sing.
I'm sorry. I'm Shaqtin the fool. I was getting some water. I'm getting hydrated for this, man. Getting hydrated.
Number 1, Steven Adams. Watch very closely, guys. This play is nuts.
Come on, man. It's just a little ball, man. It's just a little ball.
You know the worst part about this? He didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, ball-on-ball violence.
Just in the wrong
Number
place
2,
at the wrong
Michael
time.
Carter Williams. MCW or more like OMG? Watch.
Whoa.
Oh, you got to get that. Come on.
Yeah.
Jared Bayless, you got to get up, man. Bayless, you got to get up, brother.
There it is.
Sorry, Michael. I know.
Didn't slip, don't even
Wipe
try
off the
it.
hands. Wipe off.
Number 3, Jared Dudley.
Oh, back-to-back
The Bucks had a
bucks.
backwards kind of week.
Just connecting with fans, that's all.
There's something, apparently there's something on the basketball in Milwaukee.
Got a lot of butter in Milwaukee.
Got to face the other way if you're going to shoot it like that.
Number 4, DeMar DeRozan. Needs his brain to be defrozen. Yeah, Shaqtin the fool, baby.
Man, we was wearing red.
Yeah, he got the white warm-up top on.
Yeah, white and red, man.
Well, and he was wide open.
He was.
Yeah. And number 5, Matt Weiner.
What did I
Tried
do?
to dap me up for 10 seconds, but he got denied.
That's true. That did happen.
5, 4, 3,
Come on, slow-mo.
2, and 1.
He did eventually get me, right? You did. You did.
Remember.
I'm never going to try that again.
But hold on.
You guys want to try that again?
No, I'm not with him.
We got one more play.
What do you got?
We got one more play. This guy, I know he thought after watching this that we forgot about it. We didn't. Look at this free throw. Oh, look at that. Yes.
Good follow through.
This is a Hall of Fame nominee.
That's good.
Oh, Drummond, I told you I was going to get you. Follow through on the shot. Follow through on the shot. I had to get my boy Drummond on that one.
No dap for him either.
No way.
Come on, man. Go in there. Try one more time. There you go.
Nice seeing you, fellas.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you
too,
guys.
brother.
Rick always takes care of me, by the way.
I know he does.
Distance dap. Yeah. By the way, Kenny Smith's new show on TBS is coming up tomorrow night. Meet the Smiths. You get to hang out with the whole Smith family. Starts tomorrow night on TBS, 9 Eastern time, and here's a little sample.
Oh, what's up, boy? You always doing something, man. What's up?
Hey, I'm thinking about taking a staycation with Gwen.
Bro, you want to feed her steaks while you're on vacation?
No. Staycation. You go.
Oh, okay. I thought you my bad.
Instead of going on
My
a
bad.
vacation, it's like 20 miles in it. The kids got a babysitter, you come back the next day.
20 miles from the house?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do what your wife gonna do to you when you
What's that?
come with that idea.
You what?
Out here with
Oh, come on, man. It's
20
staycation.
miles from the house?
Right, just to
No,
give her a
man.
break.
Hawaii, man. Dominican Republic, Mexico. Bye, Kenny.
Oh, my God.
Bye.
The steakcation sounds good, too.
No, I thought you were talking nothing. Forget about it. A staycation. See, yeah, I never heard of a staycation.
The whole trip built around red meat? Is that what you...
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Yeah. Going to a steakhouse or something. Oh, get it, Matt.
Oh, I'm back.
Get it, Matt. Hey. It's nice feet work right there, Matt.
It's a windmill. Kind of a windmill.
Vacation where you eat nothing but steak.
That sounds...
That's it. Yeah.
That sounds heavy. Neto's coming up next. Inside Stuff, catch it each and every Saturday at noon Eastern time on NBA TV. And the cast seemingly gets better
Pretty
looking
Ricky.
every week somehow.
Ricky's a pretty dude, man.
Rick Fox
I
joining
watched your
Kristen
episode
Ludlow this
last
week.
week.
How'd I do? I did
Good.
pretty good. Thank
It was
you.
great, man.
Trying to be like you, Ricky.
Hey, you know what? It's that time.
Nothing could be finer than Matt Weiner. Presented by Taco Bell.
Oh, yeah.
You got one.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Little sponsorship action
Nice
here.
right there.
Taco Bell would like to remind you, it's about time someone did something different for breakfast. I like the music we've chosen for this. Taco Bell has a biscuit taco, comes in 3 varieties. The crispy chicken biscuit taco, the sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit taco, and the bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit taco. Shaq has all 3 right there.
But I'm going to go with that sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit. You won't
And it's
remember
half
that?
gone, just like that.
It's all right. Tell you something, black people, sausage and eggs, that's what we do, man.
I didn't know that was. Is that a thing? I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, yeah, no, it's a thing.
Oh, yeah, it's a thing.
You guys have seen the TV ads for these things.
Shaq.
They're defecting from ordinary breakfasts. Oh, yeah, the clowns, guards, the whole thing. So we started thinking about escapes for you guys.
Uh-oh.
Not just from breakfast.
Check me out.
That was one of Rick's many acting parts in the commercial.
How many movies you got, Rick?
I think 10.
Nice.
You got about, what, 30?
I don't know. I lost count.
Oh, The Great
Great
Escape.
Escape.
Great movie.
It's a good movie.
Going over the fence, too, with the taco. I don't know how safe that is.
Got to bring your taco.
Shaqtin.
We got a movie.
We got a movie?
Shawshank Redemption.
That's right.
Legendary movie.
That was a great movie.
Right.
Great movie.
No, Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshack.
Yeah, right.
Shaw.
Remember that play?
Shack.
You remember that play?
I remember the movie, yeah.
It's a play from the corner.
Oh, the play.
Yeah, you got to pull that out.
Shawshank Redemption.
Spin from
Unstoppable.
post.
Man, so we could break it all the way down.
You didn't escape?
Design it, yeah.
You already got out of Denver.
A taco was all right.
I have. I definitely have.
Was that really a taco, though?
It's a biscuit taco.
Biscuit taco, got it.
Only one?
Not a taco, because I'm from San Antonio. I know tacos. Biscuit taco, got it. Thanks,
Did you get
Taco
the seal
Bell.
of approval?
You from
Yeah,
San
it was
Antonio
good.
today?
I'm from San Antonio. From Brick City. What's up, man?
Newark? San Antonio?
It depends on the audience.
Germany?
Matt, you got a sponsor.
I know, sponsor. Pretty good.
Thanks, Taco Bell.
Take that,
Taco
EJ.
Bell.
We got a sponsor up here. How about that? Thanks for being there, everybody. We'll see you.